Three frames on a quest, talking movies, none the best. Jordan and Scott, they run, laughs and jokes, they're having fun. Popcorn thoughts and crazy dreams, life in films and wild themes. Late night talks and endless chat, who cares, it's just a draft. I'll watch it later, never now, always later. Movies, life and in-betweens, I'll watch it later.
Welcome back to All Watch It Later podcast, the podcast where we've lied to our friends about the movies that we've seen. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We're going to do a remote show. I'm here back at my house, nice and comfortable, very happy. We have our co-host, bestest friend and producer, Scott.
Yes, bestest friend.
And my other best friend, co-host, the financier and bathroom resident, Aaron.
Hi, everybody.
So where are you at right now, Aaron?
I'm in the bathroom.
But what state are you in, Aaron?
I'm in New Jersey. I'm still in New Jersey.
Oh God, I love that. Love it for you. I can't believe this is going to be something that we have to do already. I didn't think we'd get that far in doing a remote show until probably a little bit later on, but nope, you broke it.
I was supposed to be home today at like 1 o'clock, except I guess the East Coast decided to have a tropical storm. No mention of that, and it's been raining off and on since I got here. Literally every single flight from every single state is sold out or canceled.
Fantastic. All right, well, we're going to do some intros real quick here. If you guys want to follow us, look at like and subscribe here on YouTube at Watch It Later Podcast. You're going to check the audio out anywhere you can get your podcast. Instagram at Watch It Later. Well, other than that, how you guys doing today? Feels weird being in the driver's seat.
I'm miserable. So
You've been instructed to turn your phone
turn it where?
sideways.
Do we want a wide angle on you? Oh, look at
Hey,
you!
there you go.
That is
What does Eric know about producing a show?
I don't see comments. I don't know what's going on.
That's fine. Good. Less distractions for you.
Perfect.
All right. Well, let's start off with the elephant in the room. Sorry, I'm not commenting about your weight.
Hey, now.
What's going on, Aaron? What are you doing?
So, I came out here to go to the Vulgarthon over at Kevin Smith's place, and literally this entire trip has just been like one misadventure after the other. So I landed I took the red eye Thursday night. I got into town on Friday. My hotel said I never made a reservation, even though I was showing them the email. Like, no, I do have a reservation. They were like, we don't have it in our computer. And I was like, okay.
Was it like a third party?
No, I went straight through.
No.
I called the I actually called the place, the Extend a Stay or whatever in Red Bank.
Well, that's why no one's used to getting calls anymore. They're like, what? What is this?
Yeah, I know. And so right away, I'm like scrambling. I'm trying to find a Starbucks. I'm trying to charge my phone. It was a 5-hour flight. I was watching Simpsons the whole time, so like my phone is dying. I have a rental car that is the size of an M&M's box, and and I don't know how to drive in New Jersey. This place sucks for driving. Like if you
In New Jersey?
no, it's bad, dude. It's like get off on this exit. It's just like spirals for like 5 miles, and you think you've gone like 20 miles, but you've only gone like 3 miles. And I'm just like, I was not having it, dude.
Now, here's the thing. I would love to make fun of you for driving on the East Coast, but when I went to go see my sister in Syracuse, I had the same issue. Everything's a roundabout. Yeah. Everything is, you got to drive super aggressive. I don't know where anything is at. And my problem is anytime I get to a place where I've never been, I'm paranoid I'm going to miss an exit. I'm going to break some kind of law I don't know about. and it's kind of a ridiculous thing. However, you do have the notorious problem with never following the little instructions that your stuff ever tells you to follow.
So it was even worse because like my GPS would be like, stay in the right 2 lanes and then get off on, for some reason New Jersey has like 115 different like freeway exits. So like it's like 237, 447, the I-9, and you're just like, but they're all like right next to each other. And then like it's like go on the I-9 for 3 miles and then go on this other freeway for like 2 miles and then get back on the 9. And you're like, what the fuck? So yeah, that took a little getting used to. I wound up getting an Airbnb from a very nice old Chinese lady who rented out all the rooms in her house, and I thought I was going to get murdered.
Now, here's the thing. Wait. Let's go back a little bit because
Okay.
originally you made a different reservation with an Airbnb closer to Smod Castle and in Red Bank. What happened with your original Airbnb?
Oh,
Your original booking.
it was only for single women who were traveling alone.
How
Fine print
was
there.
that advertised?
No, it was not advertised. Otherwise, I would have never booked it. And she
Well, yeah,
immediately denied it. But
You
this
just told
lady,
you identify as a single woman.
no, I told her I identify as the tired guy.
I
who's
just
gonna
want to lay
retire.
How
down.
dare you? How dare you?
So after the hotel, I'm exhausted. Like I've been on this flight for 5 hours. I didn't sleep, the night before because I had to. Oh no, I worked the day before. So I worked, got off, didn't even take a nap. Scott.
Now
took
I'm
me to the
assuming
airport.
you got on your flight to New Jersey without any incident, no problems whatsoever, no delays
issue.
of any kind.
Zero issues.
Really? Because
Zero.
I have texts saying that you almost didn't make a flight, like they were going to be booked up completely.
Oh well, but I was wrong. The guy literally was like, "You're going to get on this flight just fine," and I did. I got an aisle seat.
I almost wish you didn't.
But so and then on that flight, there was some lady. Okay, so check this out. I'm sitting in my aisle seat, which is fine. I'm fine with the aisle seat. Her husband is sitting in my seat, and I was like, "Oh, that's my seat," and he's like, "Yeah, my seat's the window seat behind us, but I want to sit by my wife." And I was like, "Oh, cool, I'll take your seat." And he's like, "No, I'm going to sit at the window seat. You can sit by my wife." I was like, "Okay, guy." So she then falls asleep on me and like just hanging all over me. And I'm just like, is this why you didn't want to sit by your wife? Like 5 hours and this lady has her like arms draped around me while I'm trying to like I said, watch The Simpsons and stuff.
He's got 30 years of practice. He knew.
Yeah,
He's like, "No, I'm good."
This is super
Yeah, I'm
weird.
good. You sit here next to her.
So yeah, so I get into, like I said, I get in New Jersey. They lose my reservation. I'm like asking the lady, can I get? She's like, yeah, you can get the room, but it's going to be $300 more than what that email you have says. And I'm like, well, you can fuck yourself.
So showing that you had an email from the company showing the price that they had technically booked you at, they still wouldn't honor your reservation.
They
I mean,
would
even
not.
getting you into a new room, they weren't going to give you the price that you had agreed to.
Nope. They said they didn't know what that
Jesus.
was. They didn't have any record of me booking it, and that I needed to call the number. And I was like I said, it was like, man, what was it, like 8 in the morning? I'd stopped at Wawa to get a Monster because I was so fucking tired. I didn't know where anything was. I was starving, but mostly I was tired. I needed to sleep because Friday was the day that I was going to do everything else because I knew Saturday was booked. Like I had 15 hours of movies to watch on Saturday. So I was like, I have to get some rest or else I'm not going to be able to do anything. So, like I said, I found the murder house and I show up and she hands me the keys and I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to not be here a lot. And she's like, don't even worry about it. Like,
No problem.
Just come and go, please, because I'm going to be standing by your
So
door.
good, we've already rented it out to somebody else.
Yeah. So yeah, like I got a couple hours nap in at the murder house. I woke up. I drove to Red Bank. I went to the secret stash. It was fucking incredible. It was everything I wanted it to be. I went to Quick Stop. that is just a gas station. And it's
Well,
like,
what did you think it was going to be? A museum to Kevin Smith?
I don't know. It was just, it wasn't
You're thinking
disappointing.
me.
He
You're
walked
like,
in, didn't
hey,
see Dante working
it's a
there, and was just
building.
like, "Well, this is dumb."
It
Yeah, I
wasn't.
wanted to rent a
It,
video next door.
it wasn't. It wasn't disappointing. It was surreal. I did cry, but the problem is that the guy that was working there, like, doesn't
rolled
care.
his
You
eyes.
know what I mean? Like, he
God
doesn't give
damn
a
it.
shit, and I give a shit. So I'm like, this is such a big deal to me. And the guy behind the counter is like, "Are you gonna buy Gatorade? We're almost out of Gatorade." And I was like,
Is
"All
that
right."
like a thing?
It's from Clerks. He's like, "Hey, can we get free Gatorade?" He's like, "If I have to give you
Gotcha.
Gatorade." But anyways, so I mean, I wasn't disappointed. I just was like, I wish like you could have been with me or something, because like the dude
Oh no,
that
I'm
worked
comfortable being here right now.
right. The dude absolutely sold it to me. It's not even that great of like a convenience store. Like Wawa is way better. Like that's like the QT of the East Coast or something. Yes,
So
that's the murder house.
here's the murder house that you would have stayed in.
I like that
Yeah, the
you
only
had it
thing
on a
missing is
camera
chalk
roll.
lines.
Is that how I sent it to you?
Yeah, that's how you sent it.
Yeah.
With the camera roll?
Well, no, that's the camera roll from all of our stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Like,
like,
That's where all the men pictures are on there.
see,
so I'm
there's
gonna
the quick stop. There's an
Heck
old slick
yeah.
at the quick stop doing his
Yep.
not meta. This is a twist on the
Yep.
general thing. I saw your Facebook post and I rolled my eyes so incredibly hard. You talking to your wife about your not wanting to be meta, I almost threw my computer across the room.
Well, you can throw it, but Mike said that it was actually a smart shirt to wear because he loves Quentin Tarantino. So
You should have got the Indian guy to come out with like a hat and a trench coat and stand next to you.
no, it was a white guy that worked there. It was a young white
Oh.
guy that was working.
Did I
there.
just
had to-
assume?
I had
I'm
to-
sorry.
there was an Indian guy, but he wasn't working there at the time. He was just stocking stuff.
Yeah,
So
just the quick stuff. Yeah, I mean that's cool and all. Like I would be, just as into it. I don't want to be in the situation you're in.
yeah,
So-
no. So anyway, so I did that. Then I went to the Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. I bought a comic book. I bought some merch. Yeah, one of my buddies had suggested a pizza place, so I thought, oh, it's not too hot out. I'll walk to it. 0.7 miles. Yep, there's me and
Oh,
you and
It's
Mike
almost a
Zapsik.
mile.
So
Yeah, these are great.
that's my pizza that I had. I walked to this little pizza place. It had the clown liquor thing on it, and I guess they're really tied into the Kevin Smith stuff. I didn't even know. They were just like, go to this pizza place, and I was like, okay. And so I went and had some pizza. But it was, I guess, in New Jersey, nobody uses their air conditioning because I went to that place and it didn't have air conditioning. My hotel, right now that I'm staying in, had no air conditioning when I walked in. Yesterday, when I was at the movie marathon, there was a pizza place across the street that had no air conditioning. And the only place that had air conditioning was the theater. It's like, they're run on air conditioning.
Now,
And just wear
Eric's
the
in the
band-
chat. Just wore the band shirt to the concert. You should have worn
Nope,
the Tarantino's. I mean, not the Tarantino stuff, but the
I wore the Kevin Smith
Quick Stop
shirt
thing.
on Kevin. I wore that on
Kevin Smith Day,
Kevin Smith Day.
which is weird because the day you arrived was his actual birthday.
I know. And I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine there because he was supposed to do a Q&A, but he missed his flight out here. But I'm guessing because he's a celebrity, he can pull some strings. And he's not flying.
you're
his
Did he
Clearly
miss
not
it?
Kevin Smith.
Did he miss his flight or was it delayed?
It was delayed, like mine. was.
Okay.
Same thing, semantics. I just say the same thing, like missed your
No, I
flight
know.
because it was canceled. But
You at the
yeah,
you at Rick Darris.
that's when we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine the night
Yeah,
before. Some
Rick-
guy was there like asking him to like do a music video. Smod Castle is way better than the new Bev. The seats are comfortable. Everything is like, it is literally a museum. Like
You're not sitting
Rick-
downhill.
you are sitting downhill. It is the same. It's similar to that, but he's upgraded the seats. It's really nice in there. Everything's digital. It's not 35 millimeter, which is fine. It all looks and sounds incredible. That was a really cool experience. Like that. I mean, now that I've been the new Bev and I've been here, it's like they're similar, it's both of my favorite filmmakers. They're similar, but
Jordan,
it's
are you working on Friday? Let's fly to Jersey and take in a movie.
no, I'm never coming back here, bro. I can't do this. I cannot do this again. Yeah, so
Now, was it weird? Was it weird actually getting to go and actually be here, realizing that they're about to do the premiere of his next film here, and it was filmed here, and all that stuff? Like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
you're there at a movie scene before the movie even comes out.
Yeah, well, they're really locked into all that. Like all the Kevin Smith people are all like friends. Like I made friends with a bunch of them. But everyone's locked in. Everybody's like a tight knit group. Like they're getting married to each other and they all love the same thing and talk about the same thing. And they're all filmmakers and I don't know, man. It just felt like comfortable to be around. Like whereas when I go to the New Bev, nobody really talks to each other. You watch the movie, you leave. But these people, they want to be your friend. They want
you not shit in the closet.
Yeah, they want to be your friend. They want to know about you. Like there was one guy that came from England, but other than that, like I was like the only guy who came from the West Coast for this thing. And there was actually a point yesterday in which I kind of like you just saw Kevin Smith like there, like to the point where like you're just like, okay, he's just here. Like you're
like, shit, like I have to pay for. I paid for this to see you next month for this shit, or this month actually.
So he came and he talked after each movie. He'd answer the questions. I could tell he was getting tired. He must have flown in that. I think he did fly in that morning. And but other than that, like he was hanging outside the lobby. He was he was just hanging out outside. There was a food truck they had brought in for the event, and he was just hanging out. So anytime I'd go out and get air or something like that, because I got tired of sitting down, he'd just be standing there like, "Oh, are you enjoying yourself?" I'm like, dude, like, talking to him about movies and stuff. That was fucking incredible.
That is pretty cool.
Best. Yeah.
He actually shook your hand. He didn't like tell you COVID, bro.
No, he did not tell me COVID, bro. The selfies that I posted, his idea. I didn't even ask for him. He's like, "Hey, you want to take a picture?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Like
I'm not gonna diminish the actual like photos that you took, but I feel like when we went and saw him live down in Tucson, that seemed to be his thing. Like he likes the selfie, but he also likes the 3-picture doing various faces self-fit. So when I saw that, I'm like, he did that for the people down there. Now, like again, not to diminish it, that's fucking cool. But like, I'm like, I've seen those pictures. They were just a different face with him.
He's taking the pictures. My selfies is him taking the pictures. So he knows what he wants, and that's
he understands that he would not be here without his fans. So I think he gives generously back to his fans.
Absolutely, he does. He does tenfold. He signs everything. So yeah, there they are. So it's kind of I don't know. It's his autograph means nothing, but I think talking to him about movies is the best. And yeah, he was very, very cool about it.
It's funny because when you say you had to spend 15 hours watching movies, I just assume because he's talking, you watched a movie and he talked for most of the time.
No, so
because he can spin a yarn, we know.
So the guy who plays Rick, or I think his real name's Ernest. He was keeping him like on a leash, like because he had four theaters to go to because it was 4 theaters and everything was stacked. So it was like one started at 9, one started at 10, one started at 11, one started at noon. So like when one theater was done, he'd go talk in the other theater. And so he only had like 15-20 minutes. So people would ask questions, make the little jokes. He'd say something. He did tell interesting stories. I don't want to butcher this guy's name because I know he changed it, but the guy who played Hooper in Chasing Amy also showed up, and he talked for a while and kind of explained his journey, stuff like that. And but yeah, Eric, that's not what I'm talking about. He signs everything. He literally signs everything. I don't mean it's a worthless autograph. I'm saying he signed the poster. I have a cup with his signature on it. I have a Funko Pop with his signature on it. I'm saying he autographs literally every single thing that he touches. It's not hard to get his autograph. That's all I mean by that.
Man, so ungrateful. After he put you up in a hotel.
So,
all right. Yeah. So you're stuck in you're stuck in the. Where are you at now? Like, where are you? Still in Jersey? Did you go to New
I
York?
am. So I'm in Jersey. I'm stuck at this Crown Plaza across the street from Newark Airport. I showed up at 4 a.m. to the airport, and I waited in a line for 4 hours, and they canceled every single flight. And then they gave me a ticket, and I got through security, and it was the wrong name. It was Eric Williams, and I walked back, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not Eric Williams," and I cut the line. Uh, and and yeah, so I cut the line. I said, "Hey, look, this isn't me," like and then she kind of laughed, like you're flying standby, like you're not getting on anything. But here's a ticket for 10 a.m. So I got the 10 a.m. one. They laughed at me. There was like 14 people on standby from other flights from earlier in the day or the previous day. She said, "Well, might be able to make the 5 o'clock one," and then the 5 o'clock one got delayed. Then I asked the flight, the lady, and she once again laughed at me and told me that there was like 18 standby for that one, and then another 18 for the 7 a.m. one. So me and Kim put our heads together, mostly Kim.
Finally, one brain.
And she's able to get me on a flight out tomorrow night from Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Because when I heard you tell me today that you might be there till Wednesday, I laughed in my car so much that I almost had to pull over.
So I already
I'm
called
like,
my boss.
this is the trip that I could have possibly gone on if I would have pulled some strings, and I'm glad I did not even think about trying to do it.
So yeah, I have to. I'm sleeping here tonight. I'm fine. Thank God. I was able to find a very cheap hotel by the airport. I'm getting up tomorrow. I'm taking a Greyhound bus for 3 hours to Baltimore, and then I'm flying home from Baltimore. And that is what I will be doing tomorrow. So
now we have a local in the area basically saying there's a restaurant in your hotel that's not that bad. So after we're done here, you can go get yourself something to eat.
interesting. That's interesting because I've just been looking at DoorDash, and I was like, a lot of Chinese food. And I do
Yeah,
like
that's what he
Chinese
said.
food.
Otherwise, it's all Uber Eats.
Yeah, so we'll we'll see what happens. I don't know if I'm going to Baltimore tomorrow. My flight doesn't leave till 8, and I'm going to be there at like 4. So I think I'm going to get some crab cakes tomorrow. But I've never been to Baltimore, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah,
this is where Aaron plans everything out. He's like, "Oh, I've got 20 minutes. I'm going to head to this museum. I'm going to go over to these 2 places where they film these movies, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine."
Well, no, because Scott never reads the chats. I'm going to fill him in on the last couple of days of conversation. Aaron sends me a text. I think it was Friday morning. He goes, "Bro, you got to get the name of that restaurant Eric went to the other day to get the birria, chalupa, whatever thing, Crunch Wrap, because that looks really good."
I would have driven to that.
No, I understand that. However, Red Bank is about, I would say, an hour and a half, give or take, from the general area of where that restaurant was located. I'm like, why are you going to drive an hour and a half to go get a Crunch Wrap?
You don't understand. I was staying in Newark. I literally every night. Luckily, I had an economy car because it was a 40-mile drive from my Airbnb to the thing. Because
Jesus,
yeah, because that's all I could find. It was.
You were like even telling me like, "Hey, I'm gonna probably drive to Philly to go get this," and I'm like, "Motherfucker,
no, I didn't
stay in the area."
Yeah, no, that would have been a Friday thing. But that, if you would have told me, I might have attempted it because the pizza I had was okay, and I was starving, and New Jersey only has like a billion McDonald's and then a couple of Jollibees and then like Wendy's everywhere. Like I didn't see anything I wanted to eat. Like I was Googling places. I found this cafe that was like kind of near like Red Bank or whatever. They had like crabs, egg Benedict, and I got that and it was okay. And then they only took cash. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I forgot it's like 1943 everywhere here.
Yeah, I just had this conversation with somebody at the grocery store. I was making a return. I was returning some shoes that the kid didn't fit into. They were a little too small. And he's like, "Do you want cash or back on your card?" I was like, "Just give me the cash. I'll go spend it anyway." He goes, "I hardly ever give cash." I'm like, "I hardly carry cash." And then I realized like maybe when I travel, I should probably carry cash. And then that is the exact reasoning why I think I would probably just at least have to have something
Luckily,
Um,
they had an ATM, but it was just like it was so weird because the did breakfast. I was starving. I was like, I know I'm gonna get hungry. Watch movies. I should get something in my stomach before I get there. I don't want to eat popcorn and candy all day.
was it
And
this terrible looking
no,
pizza?
I know that looks terrible, dude, but that place is super fucking good. That place is
It
super fucking
when I
good.
was looking at the menu, you sent the menu, and
It
here's let's see, here's the menu. I'm looking at like 5 other things that look generally better than what
okay.
that was, and I could not for the life of me figure out which pizza. I thought maybe it was the off-white,
The pickle
and then you're
pie.
like told me the pickle pie. I'm like, okay, I see
That's
it
so
now.
white.
The very white pizza.
It's the very white. I was like, wow, that's the whitest pizza I've ever seen.
So after I got that, it was so fucking good that I walked back up there and I tried 2 other slices of their pizza.
Oh,
And
you didn't tell us
uh,
that part. We didn't get
no,
any
because
pictures. You ate them so fast, you didn't even tell us and show
well, you
us.
guys were kind of no selling it. You didn't really talk, so I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just gonna eat my fucking pizza. So I got they call it plain.
Hooray, pizza!
They don't they don't call it cheese pizza here. They call it plain. You want plain pizza. So I got plain with
One bite.
pepperoni on
Everybody knows the rules.
Just fucking dough.
it.
Here's
So
your dough.
and then I got the even though I don't like peppers or onions, I got sausage, peppers, onions, and dude, it was the best pizza I've ever had.
Every
And
time I think you make good food choices, you tell me things you don't like peppers and stuff, and it's just like, how do you like enjoy anything? Like, just peppers are fantastic.
well, no, it's not like green bell peppers. It's like I don't know how to explain
Porcinis.
it. Yeah,
Banana pepper.
no, it wasn't banana
Yeah.
pepper. It was like the spicy peppers. I don't know, dude. All I can tell you is it was delicious. And I don't like onions, but I ate the hell out of it. So
That is true. You do go out of your way to avoid onions. Well, that's quite a journey you've made. I'm excited to find out how bad the bus ride to Baltimore is going to go, because you're still not done with this.
3
This is not
hours.
over until you're. Oh God, that just sounds horrible.
3 hours. I
Until
don't even know.
until that ring goes in the volcano, man. Old Frodo Baggins over here is still on journey.
I was just going to say, like,
Randall doing that.
would have been cheaper to keep the rental car an extra day and drop it off in Baltimore?
I don't know.
And
That
at
wasn't
least
an
have the
option.
opportunity to do it yourself instead of being on a bus with some rapists?
Like I said, me and Kim had
Might
to put our
enjoy
heads
that.
together because we didn't know what to do. So look, Southwest flies out of LaGuardia. We were thinking JFK with American because I have the Zed fare through American.
Mhm.
There's no way for me to buy a ticket. It's like $9,000 to buy it. I'm not kidding. And
Oh, I believe you.
so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, well, I could travel to LaGuardia. She's like, could you get to Philly? And I'm like, yeah, I can get to Philly. I can take a train. She's like, can you get here? Can you get here? But everything is packed because of all the cancellations because of this tropical storm. I can't remember what it's called. Dorothy or something like that. I don't know.
I would
She sent
love
to
if
me.
it was Tropical Storm Kevin, just to
It's
cap off
not.
the
It's
entirety
it starts
of
with a D.
everything.
So everybody who got canceled the last couple days is taking all these flights, but she found like all these flights, like with connecting flights through like Nashville, stuff like that. And but she found one like straight shot to Phoenix, and that's at 8:45. I'll be landing at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So I'm like, let's go. Like, let's fucking do
Hurricane
this.
Debbie, and it's down by
Oh,
Florida.
Debbie Downer.
Debbie
Wah,
Downer
wah.
caused you to stay there.
The only positive thing I will say, and this is just funny from my perspective because I know that I wasn't going to get on these planes, but I got to watch the Karens in the airport
Oh, yeah.
Oh
literally
yeah.
have absolute meltdowns.
What am I
screaming at these
supposed to do?
Yeah, like what?
My
no,
cat's at home alone.
my favorite, dude. My favorite right now is they've been telling us that it's weather, but there's no fucking planes. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, the board says it's stuck in fucking Kentucky because they can't fly it here. You dumb motherfucker. Like, it's just super funny because it's like these people
All
are
our
just
pilots
losing
got
their
hot, like,
mind.
drunk on bourbon, so they just can't fly up here and hang out with
Dude,
us.
I'm not kidding you. And like I was in that line for so long, and they were just these people. It was they had to have like the Port Authority police like come up like 3 times and calm these people down. And it's just It was just hilarious because it was just people screaming at these. I've never seen anything like it before, man. Because I'm
Now,
like, I'll figure it out.
notorious travel problem, Aaron. And Aaron and I should never travel together, says Eric. Yeah,
This is the exact reason when Aaron asked me to go places. These are the situations that I think of in my head.
What do you mean think of?
That
All you
are
have to do
going
is
to
remember
happen.
every other situation he's ever done.
Correct.
Every time he's gone to California, there's been I've slept at the airport floor
I don't-
because they
I
don't
don't
fly
mind
out
that.
overnight.
I
Or
don't mind
I
I'm
was
the old
this.
man. I'm like, guess what's going to happen? We're going to
No.
get stuck in the airport. We shouldn't do that.
I honestly don't think any traveling he's ever done alone or to all these things has ever gone right perfectly. It's like listening to Eric talk. Eric, every time he travels, I'm excited because I know that that's the week for show prep on Thursday because there's something that's about to happen. Every time you travel, I was excited because something was going to happen. And then without fail, the night you were leaving, I think I'm going to be delayed. I don't think I'm going to miss my flight. And then that started the ball rolling.
That was just me not understanding how American standby works.
Yeah.
Because Kim can check the load lists for like Southwest. She can't
Right.
check the load list for like American. Even though I get to fly standby on other airlines, I can only pay for it and then hope that it works out. I had like a little guy tell me, "Hey, like you're gonna make this flight. Like this is how the load list works." And I was like, "Okay." I kind of only like half listened to it, but he just said I was gonna make the flight. I calmed down. I sat down. When I was at the airport, like I said, I'm sitting there watching the board and I'm just watching flights fall off the board. And I'm going up to United like, "Hey, are there any seats to Phoenix?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "What about Chicago to Phoenix?" "No." "What about this to this to this to this?" They're like, "Sir, please leave us alone." Like,
Like,
it's just
sir.
Sir, this is a Fazoli's. Order your spaghetti and get out.
but what am I reading?
This is the last time Eric went to Dallas. He one time his window was stuck halfway open, and he would have to basically sleep in the sun. He actually sent pictures of us flipping it off because the window was stuck. The thing, he just would not go down the whole time, and until I think later on he yanked on it and it finally went down.
Well, at least he can sleep on an airplane. I would literally I'd give anything for that, man.
Oh, I'm aware. You were texting us in the middle of the night. You were like, "I've got Wi-Fi. I can communicate. Look at me." I'm like, autistic rocking in my chair. So I immediately put planes crashing gifs and stuff like that. He's like, "I fucking hate you." I'm a
that
good
was
friend.
rude. That was rude. Well, it was crazy because we're flying over Ohio, and it looks like literal bombs are being dropped because there's so much lightning and storms and very little turbulence. But I don't know. On American, everybody has to use the bathroom all the time. There was a dude literally in the bathroom until the moment we landed. Like he got yelled at by the flight attendant. I was shocked.
Fell
It's like
asleep
people
in there.
act on different airlines. I had never seen anything like that in my life. It was from the go. It was people in the bathroom.
Jeez.
I'm driving at Crystal's comment. You got to post it.
I can't see comments. So
I heard Ohio is a great
Jesus
place to visit.
Christ. Dude, she had a run.
So we've heard.
Yeah,
You should really go there.
Never.
Nowhere.
I'll never
Don't
go there.
Never. No
Just
more.
because,
No Ohio.
Just because of
Uh,
Crystal's sister-in-law, I will never go there. She always talking about Ohio, and then she's telling me what I should be eating here in New Jersey. Like, leave me alone.
that was
Well,
good. I'm glad somebody brought that up because I was going to.
Document everything that happens on this bus ride tomorrow. Take pictures if
will,
you have
of
to.
course,
Please,
of course,
please.
of
We need a recap
You
of
guys
if you make it
will-
out alive.
Of course, I'm 3 hours early, so you should be up by the time
I
we go
work
on the
tomorrow,
bus.
so I'll be up at 6 a.m. I'll
Okay,
be
cool.
ready.
Because I realize that I'm
Excuse me, sir.
texting
We're
you.
looking for a couple good oil boys that can oil us up before our competitions.
I realize that I'm texting you guys at 7 a.m. and it's 4 a.m. there, and I'm like,
No,
fuck.
I don't even notice it. Trust me. Once I'm out, I'm out.
Yeah. So, but
Me either.
It's been quite the ride. I'm glad I went to Smodcastle. I'm glad I did the Kevin Smith thing. I'm seeing him on August 24th, which I did ask him about because he's having the premiere of the 4:30 movie at Smodcastle on August 24th. But he's going to be in Phoenix for an evening with Kevin Smith on August 24th, which is my birthday. And I think you're going with me, but we're going that night. And I asked him, I said, "Are you really going to be?" And he's like, "Yeah, I made commitment, so that's what I'm going to do." I'm like, "But your movie," like
Quit
I told
joking.
him, I told him straight up, I was like, "You should bring the movie to Arizona and just let us watch it, because why not? Like, people
That'd be killer.
that, yeah." And he's like, "Well, I got to premiere here," and I was like, I get that. I'm just saying, like, it will have
Premiere it the
shown
night
here.
before, Kev. Come on now.
Yeah, so I just
You're best friends with him. Get him to do it.
no, I did mention Eric, and I mentioned you, and
Oh,
he
don't do
thought that was
that.
very cool. And
Name dropper.
I did. I dropped the names, but it was very subtle. It was just like, "Hey, you know, my
Hey, my
my
co-host
best
is on a
friend."
better show.
Pretty much, it was just like, like, "Hey, it was really cool of you doing the 10-year thing for Eric. My best friend is the co-host on that show, and um, you know, I love you." Pretty much. I don't know. It was just a
I love you.
small little thing.
And they just
Like, oh,
tried to open
drop my
mouth kiss
phone.
him.
Since you sign
Sir,
everything and then he drops
hold on.
trial.
So yeah.
Jeez.
Bro,
All right. Well,
there's a combo you can buy at the theater, a combo with a cup that's signed by him. And then if you want, you can get a poster that's signed by him, and then everything in the back wall is signed. Then when you go to the secret stash, there's literally just a section of books and stuff and like action figures that are all just signed by him. And I'm just like, even Mike said, like, yeah, that he'll sign whatever you want. Like, just leave it here, and I'll send it to you. He gave
Aaron's
me Mike
holding
gave,
a graphic novel of Mein Kampf going, why the hell did he sign this?
literally, Mike gave me a free comic because he was like, "Oh, it was super cool to meet you. Thanks for traveling out here." He's like, he gave me a free comic of the Quick Stops signed by Walt Flanagan,
Telephone of
which I-
Mary Worth.
which is apparently Walt's signature is very hard to get. Apparently, he told that's what he said, and it's signed by Kevin Smith. I'm like,
Walt's got standards.
he's like, he didn't even write this. Like, he just signed it because it has Quick Stop on it. And I just thought that was funny.
It'd be
Even when
hilarious.
go
You
into
see
the
Walt's
Quick
name
Stop-
crossed out with Kevin underneath it. He's like, fuck that guy.
Even when you go to the Quick Stop, there's like
All
like
the Gatorades are signed.
pipes and stuff that are signed by him. It's just
Well,
everything.
well,
little
you know what?
pieces
At
of
least-
paper. Yeah,
At least
it
he's
is cool.
appreciative of not only his
Cool.
fans, but like the area he's from.
Yeah, I
and all
love that.
shit. Like,
I
you're
love
not
that.
gonna
He
fault him.
gets
That's
that.
awesome.
He gets his fans. That's what I love about him. He doesn't like. I know there's a lot of directors out there that are just like, "Oh, I want to, do my own thing," and he leans into his fandom. Like, he knows them
5.
by name. He knows them by name. He loves his fans. I know because he talks about it all the time. He wouldn't be where he is without him. But it's just super cool. It's just such a change of pace from like Eli Roth, which, I mean, I will bring that up till the day I die. But
He
it's just
sees
like,
Aaron in Arizona and he's be like, Alan, right?
I was gonna say I'm gonna be in San Diego this weekend for Eli Roth's Borderlands, so we're gonna have to figure out a time to go see that. Maybe like Sunday
Okay.
night. Well, probably not
Please.
Sunday night. We'll see.
Aren't
Please,
you
if you
leaving?
come across him, try to shake his hand.
Why would he?
He's like,
Wouldn't it
yeah,
be
no
great?
problem.
He's literally saying we should go see it, but your ass is leaving for a cruise
Yeah,
on Thursday.
he never goes.
Which nothing interesting will happen to Scott. I guarantee it. It will be the most boring. Yep, the flights were fine and the cruise was fine and nothing happened. I stayed in my room the whole time. I watched War at Home twice.
For all the nuance.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Let me get super sad.
I know. All right. Well, speaking of stuff to watch, let's do what we always do. Scott, did you watch anything this week?
Yeah, I think so. I talked to Aaron about this the other night at dinner because I had put on one, like a background movie. So I was going through Netflix and I saw Back to the Future and I was like, oh man, I haven't seen Back to the Future in a while. So I put that on, and then my wife comes out and sits down and she's like, I've never seen this. And I'm like, excuse me? You what? I'm like, you've never seen Back to the Future? And she's like, no. Every time I pulled it up, it just never looked interesting. I'm like,
What?
are you kidding me? So
That's
we sat and watched
ridiculous.
Back to the Future. I know. To me, it blows my mind that somebody that grew up in the 80s has not seen Back to the Future. It blows my mind. It's unfathomable.
And this was the original, the OG Back to the Future movie. Not
First,
like part
yep.
2. Okay.
Yeah,
And,
but
okay,
he
so
said
then
that-
the question is, what did she think about it?
Oh, she was like, oh yeah, I liked it.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm
Why
like,
Scott's
it's
doing this
so
from Aaron's
good.
house.
I'm like, it's so good. It holds up.
Yeah, well, he says that the third one's bad, but I like the third one.
You
I
don't
didn't say
like
it was
the
bad.
third
I
one?
just said it's not the best one. I said it basically goes in order. Like I think the first one is
Well, yeah, 1, 2,
the
3.
best
That's kind of
one,
how it works.
and then 2, 3. Sometimes the sequel will come out, and the sequel will rival the original in very rare cases. But I mean, it's fun to watch. It's just I don't think it's the best one.
That's
I
weird.
prefer 2 over the first one, but I love the first 2, so it's kind of hard.
It's hard to rank them only because each movie is unique but also familiar. Like I love all three. Like all three are
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, same.
Whenever people say, "Well, they should do another one," no, shut up. These are perfect.
Yeah,
You did this with
no.
Indiana Jones. You made a fourth. You fucked it up. No, leave this trilogy alone. You don't need to remake it. You don't
and
need to do anything
don't
else.
reboot it. Nothing.
All
Leave it
three are
exactly
fine.
the way it is. Yes.
Part
It'll
2
happen.
is definitely my favorite, but it was at a time where like I thought the hoverboard was fucking cool. Like all of that was really fun, but I liked the Western. Like it was all, it's all perfect to me. So like for me to say one is better than the other, it's just, that's not a thing, but
Yeah, I mean, if I had to rank them, that's what I'm ranking them in.
yeah. Cool. Did you watch anything else?
And then the only other movie that I saw other than our movie was, Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah. You went to that without us.
No, he saw.
Did
He
you
watched it
No.
at home. He watched it.
I
Oh, you
Stole it. He stole it.
There was a good
Oh.
copy online, so I watched it, and it had
There
great
isn't-
audio. So
There is an HD copy online right now.
That's
it's
ridiculous.
not terrible. I mean, you could tell,
No,
you
no.
could hear some people
No, no,
talking in
no,
the
no.
background.
I
Oh, like
know.
an actual.
There
It's
is
like the
one as of
Kramer with the
today,
big
like
fucking
yesterday.
video.
Yeah.
No, I guess
Ugh.
somebody downloaded it. Some I can't remember what was said, but it was downloaded through some kind of like I don't know, but they said that, and then it's all HD, and none of it's cam. So
Well, other than
yes,
a
I would
1,000 hours
love
of
to
Kevin
talk
Smith
about
movies,
Deadpool.
Aaron, I was gonna say, did you watch
Well,
anything else?
I
Other
want to
than
talk about
Kevin?
a little. No, but I did. I do have a new respect for a lot of those movies, like Chasing Amy. I didn't realize how like ingrained Ben Affleck was into my life before he was like this huge star. Like, and I know the whole story between Kevin and Ben and stuff like that, but he's such a prolific part of all those films. It's just crazy seeing his progression, and then they're falling out and then coming back together. And if you watch it through a series of films, it's just like, wow, like I can't believe these guys had fallen out at all. Like, he Ben Affleck like made him, like he was. I don't know. It just him is. I still think Chasing Amy is the best movie ever, and it was amazing to watch on a big screen yesterday. I never seen it on a big screen, and I just that kind of stuff is it just blows my mind. So
See, for me, it would be
But no,
surreal
I-
to see Dogma on the big screen because that's one that I definitely
dude.
remember seeing in the
So-
theater and I loved it. And then knowing that it's so hard to really get a good copy of it anymore, it does
Of
make it kind of like,
course.
oh shit.
the one question that everybody asks
Oh, shocker.
is, when are we getting the 4K of Dogma? Well, he said that it's out of the Weinstein's hands, and there's some studio that's like that bought it, but it's like some I don't want to missay anything. So I just know that it's some studio, and that he might tour it. Is what he said. Like, so we're kind of like with like Clerks 3 or like Reboot, where they toured around the city. Like we might be able to go see it again, and then like he comes out and does a Q&A or whatever. And if that happens, I'm just like, oh, we go, Jordan. Like it was incredible seeing Dogma.
We're going to Jersey.
Fucking movie
Like,
theater. No, we're not. No,
And you could buy it. You could buy it at Walmart.
You-
It'll be autographed. Every single one of
can
them.
go to Jersey to hang out with Eric. This was my one time, and I am good.
You
So-
did it. Good for you.
I
All right.
did it, yeah.
Okay. So while you were out there, you went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine the second time. Now, the
I
first
did. I
time
saw
you
it
and I
twice.
and my brother, we went and saw Friday night last week when opening day. We were ninjas trying to get away from all the spoilers. We tried to avoid everything. Just kidding. Everything was spoiled all the time. There were some surprises,
course.
but we went Friday. I completely enjoyed the movie. I love it. I still am quoting it this week. I am in love with the cameos, and I'm going to try to avoid a lot of the cameo talk just because 2 weeks in, this thing is still making money, so people are still going to go see it. So I'm going to be a little quiet about some of that,
Bro,
but it is
you
such
have to,
a
because
fun
the
movie.
internet has
Like,
literally.
yeah, but not everybody's on the internet. Like, not everybody's going to do that. So for me, it was
Who do you know that's not on the internet that listens to us?
the Amish.
What the fuck is the internet? That's my joke.
Good pulls.
Nice pull. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to leave some of those things out of the talk. But what I will say is that I really enjoyed the movie. I had a great time in it. I didn't find a lot of fault in it. I mean, if you really start picking apart, like, okay, what timeline is this all happening? How is this happening? Where is it happening? You start kind of going the rabbit hole, like, okay, just Marvel's not coherent enough anymore to do any of this stuff. But the one thing that bothered me, and it bothered me for a couple of days, was you walking out looking at me going, I mean, it was okay. I mean, I liked it. I don't find fault. It's not a bad movie. I think I wanted more. And I'm like, what the fuck do you want anymore, man?
Well, here's my problem, and I'm going to tell you because I still have this issue with it. Do I think that it's a good movie? Absolutely. Will I own it? Absolutely. Will I watch it 100 times? Absolutely. I love Wolverine. I love Hugh Jackman. All that stuff is a ton of fun. My problem with the movie, and my problem with Marvel, and my problem with what's going on is they are writing themselves into a corner like DC did. And Ryan Reynolds already said he's not coming back for a fourth. I'm sure he'll make cameos in Doomsday, Secret Wars, whatever. But my problem is with anything like this, when you start going down this road, you are writing yourself into a place that you cannot come back from. And I mean, with when we start doing time travel and we start doing other dimensions and we start acting like characters' deaths are meaningless, it's just it becomes trivial and audience stop caring, just like with all the DC stuff. That was my problem when I first saw it. I still had that problem the second time I saw it, but I had a lot more fun the second time I saw it because everybody in the theater was into it, and it was just a lot of fun. And I did find myself like, okay, like fucking, I love the part where they're stabbing each other and the beginning. And now that I kind of know all the behind the scenes stuff, like that's not Ryan Reynolds dancing and all that stuff. I like it's
What?
cool. Yeah, I know.
Oh, you've
Uh,
ruined it for me now.
but and it's just like, and your brother's right. Like Gambit's cool. Gambit's my favorite, and he always has been. I have a
Yeah.
huge Gambit tattoo on my leg. Like
It's misspelled.
I just no, it's just memento mori.
Who the hell's Gumbit?
That's
What the
how
hell's
you would pronounce
gumbo?
it. But
Gumbit, he's from New Jersey.
that is my biggest beef with these with this kind of, because at the end of the movie nothing has changed in the Marvel universe, and for months and years and since the Super Bowl we've been told that this movie is going to change the perspective of Marvel, and it's going to take it in a new direction, and it's going to fix everything. And at
It's
the end
marketing.
everything was kind of inconsequential. Like it was like, okay, this happened, but who would know? Like,
Now,
it's
do
not
you
gonna
find
mean
it funny
anything.
that this movie took Scott's bit and said the word fuck 115 times in one movie?
I thought it was like 18, but yeah,
No,
no,
it was 100. Yeah, 118 times. I'm
so-
like, wow, Scott wrote the script.
no, I like
Where were they at?
I
Where
like
were they at church?
I like Wolverine that says Wolverine
fucking
that says
kids play.
fuck. I like
No,
characters like that.
That's what I loved
So-
about it. It was like you get a Disney movie that said, you know what? Okay, we'll take the reins off. You guys could do whatever you want. We will still put a little guardrail on a certain amount of things, but we know that children should be seeing this movie. We're still going to throw our logo on here, but do what you want. And they
Yeah.
made fun of Disney. They made fun of Feige. They made fun of every movie after Endgame. Like they just ripped everything up and said, we're just going to do what we want. We're going to say goodbye to Fox. We're going to say goodbye to that universe. We're going to have some cameos. We're going to do some shit. We're going to make fun of DC. I mean, they went after everybody. And I think that's what was fun about it. And it was just like, cool movie that both takes itself serious and not serious at the same time. I just had fun with it. There was no agenda for me. There was nothing like, I didn't feel
No,
like they were
but-
pandering too much to me, but like, I just had a good time.
I didn't feel like there was any pandering, and I mean, no, I like fan service. I like it when studios actually listen to their fans and give them what they want. But once again, my problem is not with the movie itself. My problem is with the state of Marvel, because we have had such shit movies and it's
Yeah.
like, where do you go from here? Because
But I
whatever's
think that's
like,
inevitable because they've already been down that path. They're already heading down that road. And I think this was their big chance to kind of get people
no,
excited again.
Oh yeah.
Deadpool literally says
Right.
you're joining at a low point. Like he literally, that's what he literally
Right.
says. But my point is cool. You gave us Deadpool and Wolverine. What's next? What insignificant character are you going to give us that's going to piggyback off of Deadpool and Wolverine? Because you're not getting another Deadpool and Wolverine. You're getting Elastic Man or whatever. I know that's a DC
Well,
character. I'm
it's
just
like
saying,
Gambit. Gambit could get his own movie. I mean, will it do well? I
the
think people
whole
maybe want to see it, but I
the
don't know
whole
how well it would do.
the whole joke with Gambit is that he never got his movie.
Right.
Right.
I don't know if we still are ever going to see a Gambit movie. That might have just been
That's what
like,
I
If
mean.
we
is
do,
they
it
could
won't.
piggyback it.
Well, if we do, it's not going to be the one that we got treated to. Like this movie gave us the same John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic as what they did
Exactly.
in Multiverse of Madness. He got his moment. He's done. He doesn't get
Right.
another moment. He had his time,
exactly.
and then
And
they'll
that's
make their casting. Just like I don't think like they make the joke that they're going to make Hugh Jackman be Wolverine, until he's 90. I think
Yeah.
I think after this he signs on to do Doomsday and Secret Wars, and then Secret Wars changes everything. You're going to
We'll
get the
see.
X-Men movie that you want with new characters and new people. You're going to get possibly like a X-Men versus Avengers storyline or a House of M. I don't know how you do that if,
Well, that's
you
Scarlet
have.
Witch. So
Well, I don't know how you do that when you don't even have a mutant population to get rid of. But
that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying. Like
so they've got a
you're
lot of road to fuck up.
I know, and that is the issue I'm having. It's like you made this incredible movie. Good job. So you have the ability to do it.
Yeah.
Why weren't any of those movies comprehensible? And what Doomsday is, and you can say what you want about the Robert Downey Jr. thing. I think I have a huge issue with that too. I don't hate
Oh,
it.
I do too.
I'm very open-minded to the idea, but my problem is that you are like, oh shit, what we've been doing isn't working, so let's go to the bottom of the barrel and take what we had and try
What's in the
to
seats?
and right, I get that, but what I'm saying is you will eventually fuck it up. You gave him his death and now he's coming back and it's like, okay, show me how. Like I get it. Infamous Iron Man. I read it. Great comic. I doubt that they're going to do the same story, but Robert Downey Jr. coming back means that that you're hurting, and I just
Right.
I feel like like I said, you're boxing yourself into a corner.
It feels like a cop out casting, and I like that the Russos are coming back. I said this on Thursday. I like that the Russos are coming back. I like that the writing team from Infinity War and
yes, same.
Endgame are coming back. So you're getting a core team that knows these characters. My problem is I kind of feel like this is stunt casting. And it's going to be like a smoke and mirrors thing where they're going to use him and post it. And then that movie is going to show something completely different. And it's either going to piss people off or we're going to be happy that all this time we were fucked with and we finally got a surprise. And it was something better than we expected. There's a different casting in it.
I did hear you say that on Thursday. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doomsday. I think it's going to be some kind of timeline variant. I think that it's going to be another like team up like Deadpool versus Wolverine, where it's not going to be consequential to the story, I guess. But I don't know yet. I want to be wrong. I hope I'm completely wrong. But
I think we're going to see him as Victor Von Doom or Doom or some kind of version of that. I think we're going to see that as the setup end sequence screening for Fantastic Four. I think that's what our post-credit scene is going to be. We're going to see him, and they're going to start teasing him like they did with Thanos. They're going to see him pop up, and then that's it. Because next year we've got Captain America 4. Yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier 2. No. So we have that. We're going to have Fantastic Four. We've got Thunderbolts all in between that particular movie. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But here's the emphasis of what I'm trying to say is you introduced us to Shang-Chi, whatever, Miss Marvel, whatever, She-Hulk, uh, what's her
They're all
name?
showing up in Secret Wars, but you'll never see another property with them. Maybe
Right,
Shang-Chi, and that's it.
but that's what I'm
The
saying.
Eternals, all
It's
these
the
terrible.
Eternals. But it's Avengers Doomsday, So you're not seeing what you get. Sam as Captain
You know,
America. You're not
Sam, that other dude
maybe
is
you.
Falcon.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do because I don't care about the characters that they've introduced.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. Shang-Chi's fighting fucking Doctor Doom. I don't care. Doctor Doom would fucking wipe the floor with Shang-Chi. Like,
Right.
what?
I,
And is Miss Marvel going to take over as the Iron Man role like she did in Civil War 2? That's
well,
a
no,
huge
because we're
comic book
still
thing.
unfortunately getting Ironheart as a TV show, so
Oh,
that's going to be the role. We've got that coming up. We've got Agatha all along. You don't know what we're going to do with that. I know they announced the Vision is getting his own TV show because at the end of WandaVision he was the White Vision, so he can dunk
right.
on all. No, just kidding. He can't dunk for shit.
He has good credit. And he
He's
does his
got
job.
good
Do some
credit.
side hustles.
That's about it. But yeah, so
Thinks
there's a
mayonnaise is
lot that they're
spicy.
going to do, right? He thinks mayo is spicy. Oi. But all right, well, fun. Did you watch anything else?
No, that was it.
All
I
right,
didn't have
we've
time.
done a
That's
lot
what
of
you really
time.
did.
I haven't really watched much either. I've been kind of just catching up. I've been rewatching Seinfeld, and I keep forgetting how much I fucking love that show. I sometimes forget that you don't see George's parents until season 4. Like he makes mention, but you never see them until like season 4. And I'm like, oh my god, it took this long to get his parents into this. I just watched the one where they bought the TV show for the Drake, and then they
Yeah.
parked in the handicap. I'm like, yeah, I love this stuff. But I've been doing
Yeah.
that. Got to go to Salt and Straw that just opened up by us over off of like Higley and Ray or something like that. It was okay. It was good.
Did you get any of
we
the
should
weird
go.
flavors?
I tried the pear and
Like
blue
blue
cheese
cheese?
as like a taster. And I was telling everybody this is that I didn't get enough blue cheese on it. So I tasted a lot of pear, which was really good. I want to try it again. So I want to go back to try at least a scoop of that one.
So I
I
will
know
tell
you had
you,
said it was really good.
yeah, with the ones that I get from Downtown Disney, you always get that like huge chunk of blue cheese like in the middle. So it probably was just the taster didn't have a bunch
Yeah.
in it, but
I got a lot of pear.
it's always there.
Well, and
Yeah,
pear was
and
good. Like I've never had pear ice cream. I don't think. Like I'm sitting there going, that's actually a really good flavor to have.
it is good, dude.
Yeah, I wanted one of the berry ones that like the Huckleberry cornbread, and they didn't have it. I was so disappointed. So
I actually
anyway,
got
there's that.
mint chocolate chip ice cream at the place next door to the theater yesterday, and it was the best mint chocolate chip ice cream I'd ever had.
It
I
was like
think
a
it's because
Thrifties.
it's a super small town. No, it was I can't remember the name of it. But it's like a super small town.
I love how we're
And
watching his mouth right now.
So watch this
sorry,
fucking
it's
head
hard.
sound.
Let's pull it back.
It's like a super small town. There's like a diner across the street and a Thai food place, and then that pizza place I went to, and then across the street from that is like this little ice cream shop. And man, it was so good. It was
That's
just
cool.
so good. But
yeah, I mean, I saw Deadpool Wolverine with you guys. I
What?
just
You
haven't
did?
really been doing much. So
Aren't you leaving on? Are you leaving on Friday for?
I'm leaving Friday morning. Yeah,
Okay, so we're not gonna be able to get Borderlands until you get back.
unless we go to a Thursday night showing,
Yeah,
because I'm not doing the show Thursday.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We'll see if you're back from Jersey by then.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm back.
We'll plan something.
And we
but,
know
yeah.
Scott won't go. So
Oh, it's Thursday. It's a school night.
that's
I
right.
won't be here.
Oh, that's
Maybe-
right.
maybe Yeah, he'll be on a trip.
Yeah, leave Thursday.
All right, fine. All right, so let's get into your movie. What did you watch, Aaron? Just kidding. I'll tell him. I'll talk
War
about
at
it.
Home.
The War at Home. Let me bring up the deets.
That's
The
good.
War.
It's good build up. The War at Home
The War at Home. It's as depressing as that movie was.
with Emilio Estevez.
So it was hard to
and
find this
Senior
movie for a
Estevez.
second. It was hard to find this
Oh,
because I guess
YouTube.
there was I eventually found it there. From what I heard, there was also a TV show called The War at Home. So every time
Yeah,
I
I
kept
watched
searching
all the
for it, I was like,
episodes.
seasons? Oh, fuck you, Aaron. No.
With Ed O'Neill.
No, I know, right? All right, this is called The War at Home, 1996, R-rated, very dramatic version of haunted by his experiences in the Vietnam War. A young man returns home and has trouble adjusting back to civilian life. his family, and his stern father. Stern
Well,
father.
that's
Fuck
because his
that.
family was fucking weird.
All right, so it's your movie. Talk about it. You watched it actually recently, just like an hour
Like,
ago.
yeah, like maybe. Oh yeah, it is. We've been on for an hour. I literally finished it. We did
Finished
this.
it.
So, I watched it on my phone, and I was tired, so I had to keep like adjusting. But I did. I watched it. I got through it. I liked it a lot. But it was very heavy. It was heavy subject matter for what I've been going through the last day. So I was just like, man, this is depressing as hell. But I thought the family was super weird. Like they're like talking about Thanksgiving and how it's like a religious holiday, or it should be a religious holiday. The sister is like afraid to talk to the mom, but then like later she's like not afraid to talk to the mom. I don't know. It was just
I think what had
very
happened was after Emilio went all crazy for a minute, she's like, "Well, if he can do it, I can do it."
yeah. She's also banging. The sister of this movie is hot as hell. She's like, you know, just super hot chick. And then the chick from all those other movies is in it. And she plays like the piano, and she's like, "You better drop this class
Oh,
because I
Carla
don't love you
Gugino.
anymore." Yeah, and she's like, "You're like, what? What's going on?"
Did you?
My biggest. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna. Did you find that scene weird when they kind of were talking in the courtyard that looked like the courtyard from Beverly Hills 90210, and then like
Yes.
they kept doing weird shit with their hands. Like he was like holding onto her arms,
he
and they were
was.
like ninja fighting as they were trying to talk.
I think he was trying to hug her, and she was trying to push him away.
Yeah, but just like it was like he was constantly fighting for the end, and she kept like backing it off. The choreography on that just it threw me off. I'm sitting there going, "This is weird."
What I thought was weird was their entire dichotomy was like he's like, "I went to war. I saw horrible things," and everyone was like, "That's crazy.
Yeah, but have you
You're a
tried
crazy."
not worrying about it?
Yeah, it's like, stay away
Anyways,
from
can you change? Can you
But
change your
Hakuna
clothes?
Matata,
yeah,
idiot.
stay away from me. Like it's like he's the bad guy, and I just was like, man, what are you guys are real dicks to this dude. And coming from somebody who has PTSD and like stuff like that, I kind of resonated with it. Not in the sense that like he's way more fucked up than I
Oh
am,
no, Aaron's on his
but
belly in the backyard again. Must be having
but
flashbacks.
but like the
What's
whole
that,
like
Sarge?
people not understanding like the anxiety or the fucking like how it is mentally. I'm not gonna pull a gun on you, Jordan, but it's like sometimes you're just
God,
like
I hope not.
just like
Jesus.
Jesus, you just it's just like fuck,
He's on
man.
another level
Yeah,
in this
he is on
movie.
another level, but
He's on
and
a
this
major fucked up level.
Well, and this
yeah,
is different because this is Vietnam where people are coming back and they're literally getting spit on by people and basically at least when you come back we're like, yeah, that'll teach him for knocking down a couple buildings. Woo! I mean, it's just
where's your oil
corporal.
fields?
Yeah, we're gonna need your. Do you need a discount? But no, in this, they're it's post. I think it's currently Vietnam still because he was giving the peace sign to the guys getting on the bus to probably go over there and do their bit. And yeah, he is like all crazy. Like he is a downer from beginning to end. Like he just whatever. All right. Okay.
Was it just me, or do you
He
find that Emilio Estevez is? I don't know if I take him seriously as an actor because he always looks like he's scared or like he's anxious about something.
Wait,
Like
there's
I
a
don't know.
camera?
he was
Like
anxious in
sometimes
this movie,
yeah,
Scott.
well, but he's like that in every movie. Like he's the same guy in every movie.
Sometimes.
I don't know about
Like he
that.
just like
I can't. I disagree.
Like I loved him in Young Guns. I mean, there's a lot of other things that he's acted differently, but in this one, I just feel like he directed this movie and he's starring in this movie, so maybe he was having trouble kind of really being dual roles. You know what I mean? Like you don't have someone telling you how to act better when you're the guy. You know what I mean? Like so maybe he was just off. I think
Maybe
Martin
Sheen
Sheen
was.
was awesome. Martin
his
Sheen was
dad's like
fantastic.
act better, and he's like fuck you, dad.
You know who I am?
Get out of my house.
This is my
Shut
movie.
up.
You're lucky you're
Shut
here.
up. Hey, you need to pull that "shut up" clip just so we can play it on the show every once in a while. Like when fucking Scott's
Shut up,
talking
old woman.
some fucking political rant or something. Just like I thought that shit was hilarious. I don't know why. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but I was laughing. So,
Yeah,
He's
I
like
think
domestic
just,
abuse.
Well, and this movie
Hilarious.
shows that like people back then, like in the 70s, especially in the Midwest, like Texas was where this movie's taking place, is that they didn't know how to handle that sort of mentality when they come back. So the mom's like, why don't you play the piano? Why don't you sing a hymn? Why don't you go hang out? Why don't you do this? Like, and she is really pushing for him to feel better because she doesn't know how to handle it, because she's one of those, women belong in the kitchen types where she's the parent, she's part of the head of the households, and so she's like that and doesn't know how to handle it. Then you've got Martin Sheen, head of the household, but I thought he was actually really funny. Like the way he handled things up until a certain point, like he was just like, no, I'm not telling your mother. Like no one wants to talk to his mother. And like, he was like, you guys, stop doing this. Stop doing, like he was kind of fun and to a point. And then it became like, well, I'm the head of the household. Get your shit together. We're having a Thanksgiving dinner. God damn it. Like
go change your clothes.
Go change your clothes. Get out of my house.
I agree with you to a certain extent, but at some point, like, you have to want the help. You know what I mean? And I think that some of the characters were legit trying to help him. I even think that speech that Martin Sheen gives at the end, where he's like, "Here's $2,100. Like, go. If you're leaving, I'm not kicking you out." And he's like, "No, you just want to feel good about yourself." It's like, all right, dude. Like, what do you want him to do? Like,
but no, the way he was talking though is that he explained why he can't take it, because when he wanted that same kind of money to dodge the draft and not go to Vietnam, he wouldn't give it to him. So he was like, you valued your honor and what you think honor should be over my mental health, safety, whatever, just to prove a point. And now when things are too tough, you're literally paying for me to get the fuck out of the house.
I
so
agree with you.
You're seeing that as this is just a cop out. You're just trying to get rid of me. And that's unfair. Why, when I needed the help, you wouldn't do it? And now I'm not asking for your help, and you're like shoving large amounts of money at me. And like throughout the whole movie, he's not even trying to help him. He's like, look, get a job, then you can get a car. Stop going to school.
No, he said he could work for him part-time and he'd give him a car. But he said he didn't want to do that. He wanted to go to school. And he said, well, you're only going to 2 days of school. I don't think that Martin Sheen is the bad guy. Like, I think he's a product. You get that little snippet at the beginning where it kind of like explains the family history. I think he's just a product of his upbringing. And
they all are.
He doesn't understand how to deal with this. I honestly, like, I wouldn't be okay with my kid wanting to like dodge the draft. I wouldn't give him the money for that. I'd be like, hey, like, no.
I mean, shit, I wouldn't even let my kid watch this show.
He's old enough.
You signed the Jizz waiver? Or?
Yeah, she didn't sign the waiver. It's a virtual waiver at this point. She probably had to sign to get in.
She's like standing like next to
you. You just have to check the box.
She's on the other side of the camera. I feel like
I think that was a turning point in the movie, because I think that that whole scene encapsulated, I think, the whole relationship between him, and I think it answered everything up to that point.
Yeah, but why?
Because
did he
it was
hate his
like
dad before he went into the army. You know what I mean?
I think, did you say why did he hate? Why didn't he? Well, I think that
just
was
the father-son thing. I mean, his dad seems like he's just the traditional dad. He's like, hey, there's rules. You're going to live on my house. You're going to abide by my rules type thing. That's probably what it was. I think he was just that it's that father-son relationship. I don't know if he hated him. Maybe he just didn't get along with his father, and then that was like the tipping point.
I feel like everyone got along prior to him going to war. Like, I think they had a good family dynamic. He was in music. He had a promising future. It seemed like everybody had this kind of, they knew their place sort of thing. And then he goes off, shoots Shang-Chi, and then comes back, and then all of a sudden it's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, so
anyways,
I think that changed him. Like, literally going to war changed his whole, I mean, he even tells his sister, you want to know what happened? I died. The person you knew is gone. And it's like, then she just fucking flies off the handle, says, I hate you. You're not my brother. And then I'm like, well, yeah, you just told a guy with some mental issues, and you're the more progressive one in the family. And you didn't think that was a bad idea? Like, everybody in this family is weird and just fucked up in their own way. It goes back to
the like, well, what about my feelings? That was like the whole family thing. Like, what about my feelings? We get it. You went to war and you shot people and you saw people die, but hey, all I wanted for you to just change your shirt.
Look,
Do you
I
not
just want to
understand how that
know
hurts my feelings?
why you decided to eat all my peanut brittle.
Let me fix
That
you
was
some
the important
sandwiches.
part right there. Where is my peanut brittle?
I agree.
You lying
She's just gonna
bastard.
open. She's just gonna open the tin and fucking count the
She must have
pieces.
counted it. Yeah. But see, like, there's moments in that movie where you feel like him and his dad probably had a very great relationship. He walks in, catches his dad, they have that banter. He's still like sad sacked face. And at one point, the dad says something and he almost wants to smile. And then he catches himself and then leaves. Like, he doesn't want to give the dad the satisfaction. He's holding on to so much hate and vitriol. Like, even in that moment, nothing. And then they do it again with the report card. He's like, "Hey, check this out. Look at those grades." And they're having that banter. Like, you feel like they had something. And because he came back fucked up, that was gone. And the dad doesn't know how to adjust to that because for him it was status quo. Nothing changed for him other than his son was gone for a couple years. But his son changed dramatically and he doesn't know how to process that. And the mom's sitting there trying to figure out why everyone's mad all the time because she wants to make a fucking turkey. Like it's just weird. And I right. Well, and I'm just wondering, like, were you having PTSD during the dinner? When everyone just started going off on each other and not having a great dinner?
No, because we don't do that. But no, I was just
The old fart.
I just
Well, I have an old fart sometimes.
I relate to a lot of it, but a lot of it I don't because I never got along with my parents, so it doesn't make any sense to me. But then when you're saying like you saw your dad's face and everybody you killed, I don't think they had a good relationship before. And
Well, again, I think they had the
I
good
hate you
relationship.
because you
Was
didn't let me fucking go on because you didn't let me dodge the draft. No, dude, like no, I don't. I think there's more to it than that. So
see, yeah, I think that's where we differ because I feel like that changed him so fundamentally that because he's blaming his dad because he's there. So all the shitty things that he did is because his dad let him go. You know what I mean? So like, if you loved me, why would you make me go?
Would you pay for your son to dodge the draft?
Hell yeah.
No, you wouldn't. You'd buy Legos. Lie.
I have so many Legos coming in like the next week or two.
Dad, I have to go to war. Son,
hold on, I'm in line.
Jaws set. Hold on.
It was hard set to knit.
I was up at night. It was supposed to go on sale at 9 p.m. on Friday night our time because it was Saturday, and then because I'm in part of the Insider Club, brag.
Same.
And it didn't go on sale. I know, just sign up. And then like midnight came around, still nothing. 2 a.m. came around. I was like, I'm going to bed. And then I woke up at 6, and it was up. And I'm like, fuck yeah! And I ordered it. It's like, all right,
dude, I woke up at 7 so I could get to the theater on time, and I noticed it wasn't up. And then I checked the Reddit, and they were like, nope, like everybody's had a problem. And then when you said that, I was like in line, and I bought it. So
yep. So
yeah. So what did we give the movie?
I'll watch it. I'll build it later podcast where me and Aaron are just going to build Legos together. It's gonna be
Hell
great.
Yeah.
All right. So your movie, what would you give it?
I'm gonna go 3.5. I really liked it. I wouldn't watch it again, I don't think, because I just don't need to be reminded of that shit. But I did like it, and I thought it was well acted, and I'm glad I saw it. But yeah, I'm going to do 3.5. I think.
Scott, what'd you think?
I'm right there with you. 3.5. I think there's. Next time I'll go first, so then you can copy my score. Okay,
you will go first.
I think it's kind of a heavy movie, depending on, I guess, what your experience is, your life experience. There's there's a lot of things. There's a lot of gray areas in this movie that maybe needs some more explaining to kind of get to the end. But all in all, I thought it was a solid watch. Like you said, I don't know if it's going to be a movie that I would ever pop in and be like, hey, I'm going to watch this movie again. Even if it was on TV. I don't know. I mean, it's Emilio.
Well, and then this is why I'm only going to give it a 3. Aside from all the swearing, I feel like this movie was a made-for-TV movie. I feel like this could have been an after-school special. Yeah. It was the way it was shot, the way it was, just the way it looked, felt like it was a made-for-TV movie, and it really kind of brought me out of it. I thought it was just like an after-school special. But then they're cussing up a storm and he's yelling at, but that doesn't even happen till like toward the end. Like for the most part, the language was pretty clean considering the content. Acting was a little weird in some spots. I still think it was fine. Kathy Bates at some point started really annoying me, but that's
I thought you were
good
gonna
on
say
her
turning
because
you
that's her
on.
character.
Right.
Yeah, she's really turning me on, so I had to go watch that movie where she gets naked in the hot tub. What was that, About Schmidt? What was that?
Oh, About Schmidt, yeah.
Was it? Okay, good. Write that down. But yeah, a 3. I mean, it
Terrible
wasn't.
visions.
I'm not gonna lie. Like when I saw the trailer for this when we did the show, I was sitting there going, I'm not looking forward to this. I really am not. Like the trailer did not sell me. It felt very weird. It felt very boring. The trailer almost made it sound like it was gonna be a comedy for a minute, and then like it was like
The War at Home.
the war at home. Yeah. So
It does come across almost a little 90s sitcom.
very.
Like that's the first thing I thought of. Like visually, I was like, this feels like a 90s sitcom.
Well, and the thing is it came out like 96, but it looks like it was probably filmed in 93. You know, like, and it's weird that it was only 3 difference, but like early 90s movies and TV shows had a different look than most stuff later on. I'm watching things in 96 like, Star Trek First Contact and then War at Home. That same year, vastly different production styles.
Dude,
like, it's just weird.
You called it War at Home Lost in New York, but I thought like Home Alone shit was gonna happen. I kept waiting for it. Like I was like, this dude gonna get into like some antics, and then he never did.
He's like crying at the bus stop. Do you have someone going to California? Like I thought, like at some point they start kind of pushing a little bit of comedy where he takes the peanut brittle, tapes it up, and he goes, "Can you send this to Nome, Alaska?" I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny, but that's the only comedy. Like that's it. Everything else is fucking just a downer. So it's a 3 for me. I was pleasantly surprised how much I did enjoy it, as far as being able to watch it. You're right. Yeah. It's not a repeat viewing. I'm not gonna do that, but
ever again. Come out with a 4K tomorrow, and I'm no, thank you.
I was pleasantly surprised though, so like not too upset to watch it. Good pick, very enjoyable. So that leads me into my movie.
Your pick.
So what I decided to do, been wanting to watch this movie for a very long time. It came up somewhere on a list a couple weeks back, and I was like, I got to write that down. It's got a very good cast. It's got Robert De Niro, Charles Grodin, Yaphet Kotto. Most people would know him from Alien. John Astin, who was Taggart in...
John Astin, Rudy.
John Astin.
Yeah, Sean Astin.
Not Sean Astin. Joey Pants is in this. This week we're gonna yay. This week we're gonna watch the 1988 R-rated comedy, Midnight
Comedy.
Yeah, what do you think this is? A class trip?
A tough ex-cop.
Are you always this angry?
A sensitive criminal.
Oh, no, come on. Cigarettes are killers. Why are we running away from the FBI? Because I gotta bring it back myself, otherwise I won't get my money.
They can't fly. They also suffer from acrophobia and claustrophobia.
I'll tell you what, if you don't cooperate, you're gonna suffer from fistophobia.
They're seeing America the hard way.
Why would you be
Fistophobia.
At gunpoint.
What did you do before you did this? What did qualify?
Run, Taggart, run.
I have to check in for my flight.
So. Best interest to just relax.
I'm totally relaxed. Charles Grodin.
$2, that's all you're
Hurry up.
I already did it.
That's 13%. These people depend on tips for a living.
From the director of Beverly Hills Cop.
That's right.
Could they hear us while that was going on?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so I don't have to make that joke.
Every word. Where's Beethoven? Is Beethoven in this one?
Beethoven is unfortunately not in this movie. So yeah,
it's
that
like
looks
Turner and Hooch with Robert De Niro.
It looks fun. I mean, it looks silly.
It was on my list of movies to pick.
It looks like Rain Man, but as a comedy.
Less retarded.
He's like, I suffer from this, or I suffer from claustrophobia, and I can't fly, and blah blah blah. Like, all right, dude, relax.
Looks like a fun, just like a fun across the country type, movie, trying to get to one place to the other. It's just whatever.
Yeah,
but, yeah,
it
looks
on
fun.
4K. I'll watch it.
Of course you do.
Sweet.
All right, so
all right, man. Well, thank you all for the impromptu show. I know I've been like wiggling.
This wouldn't have been
my
possible
foot.
if we didn't upgrade our stuff. So actually, I'm very
Yeah.
happy that we're able
Right.
to at least do something like this. It's fun. It's silly. It's not always how it's going to be. I like being in the
No.
same room as you guys, but
Me too.
I mean, if we can make it work and not miss a week, because I think next week might be a little harder to do. We might have to do a Saturday show where I can do it from California.
Or we could
figure it
Ain't
just-
gonna
out.
be me.
Yeah,
You guys can do it. I'll be unaccessible.
let's just film something on like Thursday and throw it up on, and then we'll do yours the week after when he comes back.
We'll
Because
figure
we'll
it out.
have Limp Biscuit and stuff to talk about. So
Limp Basket.
Limp Basket. That's what I'm about to go buy from one of
That's what
these.
that's what he got at Fazoli's at the airport. Yeah, can I get the number 3 limp basket, please?
Nah,
the
dude,
Limp-
I've been good, dude. I got a pita at the airport on Thursday night, and then yesterday was the only day I really ate like shit. So
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
You didn't have your giant bottle of water to drink from.
I did not, but I did drink a ton of water. So
All right. Well, take us out, Aaron. This is your bit.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Jordan.
And Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later, and fuck Jersey.
I'll watch you later.